We've been waiting for hours for a deer, man. We haven't seen anything.
You know what? Can I be honest with you?
Yeah?
I don't know if that hunting's my thing. I've honestly been like dreading having to see a deer because we have to shoot it if we see it.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you said that because I would do the exact,
It just feels a little weird, right?
What are we even doing here? Yes.
Shh. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
It's a deer.
That is the most adorable deer I think I've ever seen.
Why would anybody, this is nature.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. I want to take a picture.
Oh, definitely take a picture of this deer.
Can you hold my gun?
I'll just set it down over there.
Okay, hang on. Oh my God.
That was you. Why did you do that?
I didn't. I just set the gun down to kill it. It's dead. Is it dead?
It's definitely dead.
Oh my God. I feel like I'm going to be sick. I don't feel strong like the guy said we were going to feel.
Dude, I just thought I was going to find my manhood today.
All right, nobody saw this. It's
no
fine.
One saw.
We can Wait, you okay, you feel the giant rumbling as it okay. What is look what is okay. What is that?
You're seeing that 60-foot tall robot with a little boy on his shoulder.
That is exactly what I'm seeing.
Dude, he sees us?
Should we shoot him? Obviously. Let's go. Okay. I know how to do this now. And go. It didn't do anything.
Okay, yeah, that clearly did not have any impact. Okay, do you want to just leave?
Wait, hang on. It's doing a thing. It's getting
This is a bad look for us.
Re-ranking movies starring Vin Diesel and doing it in a way that is super official. Peer reviewed, our ranking system is unmatched. Science will prove if critics better than Pitch Black. This is backed by facts, analytics at the center. Scientifically accurate, not a bunch of banter. Experts in our field, this just makes our rankings better. It's the Diesel System with your host Christian and Spencer.
Welcome everybody to The Diesel System, a scientific study that analyzes the films and roles of the most enigmatic movie star of our time, Vin
Diesel! Yeah.
No, you don't talk there.
Oh, I don't care.
That's just the pause.
Okay, I like us doing it together.
Okay.
Vin Diesel!
My name is Christian, joined here, as always, by Spencer.
Hey!
Spencer, do you feel that?
What's that?
That is us not becoming another statistic. I have recently learned that there's like 2 million podcasts on the Apple platform alone, and like 27% of them only have one episode.
Whoa, so we are in that top 73% right now.
Uh-huh.
And now we gotta carry it through. And I think today's movie, people would say pretty comfortably, a modern classic. This is a movie from our childhood that I think a lot of people say is unsung or undersung. And even more undersung, I think, is the fact that Vin Diesel is even in this movie, right? I don't think people even realize that when they say, I love the Iron Giant, they're saying they love a Vin Diesel movie.
Warner Brothers Family Entertainment is proud to present the story of a young boy.
I got him a name. Hogarth.
And a giant from another world.
What? Get out of here!
Who became a hero
You can fly?
on this one.
You can fly!
The Iron Giant, rated PG.
Yeah, is this one of those things that like retroactively became a Vin Diesel movie?
This might not be a Vin Diesel movie. I think that's arguable. But that is a Vin Diesel character, the Iron Giant.
This one is kind of special for 2 reasons. The first being that we watched this together.
Woo! We sat on the couch and just watched it. And also worth noting, it was your first time. It was an honor to see the Iron Giant with you for the first time you ever saw it.
I know, this was a massive blind spot for me, but it was nice to be able to share this with you. And when you show somebody something from your childhood, you always kind of run the risk of it being like, oh, this is kind of like, eh.
I did feel that. I was nervous watching it with you. Like, oh, is Christian really going to be here for this? Like, because you have no attachment to this. And this is like, I think even a movie of its time.
Were you worried that there was going to be something that didn't age well? Did you have sort of like a retroactive Superbad feeling here where it's like, we should watch Superbad, and then you go, oh no.
No, I didn't have that feeling at all. It's a kid's movie. I think we're pretty safe.
What's wrong with Superbad?
It's just the way we spoke in 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a way we pretend like we didn't speak in 2007. So when you watch it now, it forces you to acknowledge that, like, you know, it's the period of time where everything was gay, except for gay people.
I am McLovin.
Well, it was exciting for me because for whatever reason, despite being like kind of right square in the middle of what should have been the demographic for this, I missed the Iron Giant completely.
Yeah, like a 10-year-old boy who loves robots missed this movie. It's astonishing. Like a young Christian, just this went over your head somehow.
Yeah, it was just one of those where we didn't see it and I didn't know anybody who saw it, but I had a good time with it and was surprised to see how much of it actually is a Vin Diesel movie.
Yeah, it is pretty wild when you start looking at a movie through the lens of the Diesel system, and you start to get, even in a movie like this where the Iron Giant, I believe, has like 57 words that he says. But when you're looking at that through this lens of the Diesel system, you're analyzing everything he says, every motion, everything that goes into this character so clearly through the system, it still works. That's what's amazing. It was obviously going to work for Fast and the Furious. So watching this, the Diesel system applies.
Also, 82 minutes. It's like...
breezes by.
I've always said every movie should be 82 minutes, and that's why I'm a big Jason Statham fan, because most Jason Statham movies are in the 80-minute range, and it's like, oh.
So let's just jump straight into what the movie's about, and I think I have the perfect person to explain it to us, if you will.
This story is set in 1957 Rockwell, Maine. A local fisherman comes into a diner with a tall tale that defies reality to everyone except Hogarth Hughes, who's about to set out on an adventure and meets a very, very big friend. When I say this cat is big, I mean this is one big brother. Do you dig?
Done.
Isn't that amazing? Wow, Vin Diesel said he was one big brother. I better go see that movie. I have another one here that I can read off too.
Well, do you want to do a version of that then?
Did you not like Vin Diesel?
I loved it, but I'm not going to give him notes and be like, I wish he had said this.
That's true. Okay. A giant alien robot, played by Vin Diesel, crash lands in Rockwell, Maine in 1957. Exploring the area, a local 9-year-old boy discovers the robot and soon forms a friendship with him. When a paranoid government agent becomes determined to destroy the robot, Hogarth and his beatnik friend must do what they can to save the misunderstood machine.
Is this the first time he ever played like the title character in something?
This is so early in his career. This is like right after Saving Private Ryan. Like, it's super early. I think, yes, definitely.
That's amazing. He's not the main character, technically.
I would say so.
He's not the main character, but he is the title character.
Yeah, I think that there's probably a lot of people who would look at this role and kind of make fun of Vin Diesel for it, say he's not doing much. But listening to those lines, he really delivers.
Rock. Good.
There's also footage of him doing that voiceover, like rock, and he is in the studio wearing sunglasses, getting notes from Brad Bird. Like, can we get a little question mark? Sunglasses on. Yeah, oh yeah, it's hard. Ooh. You know?
Hey man, when you're a star that burns that bright.
Rock. Tree. Get it? That's right!
So there's a lot that goes on in this movie, and a lot of it doesn't exactly have to do with Vin Diesel. So we're not going to be talking about like the plot breakdown of this movie. We're going to be talking about where Vin Diesel lies in this movie. And so let's just get into it to talk about this really incredible, nuanced character that Vin Diesel plays super early on in his career, the Iron Giant.
So the very first time we see the Iron Giant, he comes crashing down into the ocean off the coast of Maine. It's a strong entrance. He comes in, it's devastating, he's gigantic, he crashes into the ocean, he sends a little fisherman's boat, capsizes it, It's actually kind of scary.
Yeah, it does have like scary. Well, it's like
I wasn't scared.
oh, you weren't scared?
I wasn't scared, but I could see how somebody would be scared.
Yeah.
A baby.
It was pretty dark in the room when we were. Are you sure you weren't scared?
Yeah, I definitely wasn't scared.
You can
I could see
handle
how a baby would be scared.
Okay.
So he lands from outer space and like he hits his head.
I think that's the conceit, yeah, that he has a bump on his head.
One of the notes I actually wrote down during the movie, I don't know where the fuck my phone is. One of the notes I actually wrote down during the movie just said, is this going to be an amnesia movie? Because he hits his head and he doesn't know anything. But the Iron Giant has a capacity to like learn and pick up on things very quickly. He's a giant supercomputer, I'm assuming. So like he learns words and he can talk and he learns what a rock is, then a tree, and then he learns hide, then he learns this, and he can put train tracks back together. And it's all seems to be as a result of like him bumping his head and not necessarily remembering what his purpose is or how much he actually knows. But I was my first time seeing it, I was like, oh, is he gonna like remember who he is?
Never does.
Yeah, the answer is no.
Yeah, it never needs to, I guess.
Yeah, which is an opportunity for us to talk about the dangers of head trauma. That if a 60-foot metal robot alien can be susceptible.
It could happen to any one of us, that's for sure. Yeah, yeah. At any moment, we could hit our head and forget that we're a massive killing machine.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened to me. I'm actually a huge killing machine and I don't even know it. And then you shoot lasers out of my chest.
And then you play professional football for a few seasons and now you forget how to do all that stuff.
Do you think maybe that's true? Like maybe I like find some old photos and it's me like playing quarterback for the Eagles?
You definitely did play for the Eagles.
The band or the team, right? I could see myself playing maybe in the band a little bit. I do want to say one thing. This might not even be worth anything, but something I wanted to bring up was the scene where the Iron Giant is repairing himself and all the things are coming together when he's in the shed. For some reason, that is the moment that felt the most like a Vin Diesel movie. I feel like there's a scene in like Fast 9 where he's like laying and recovering from like getting the crap kicked out of him and he falls in the water and pulls down a ceiling that crashes onto him and then he's just laying there. And it felt very similar vibes to when the Iron Giant was coming back together after getting hit by a train.
I do think every good Vin Diesel character should just be like inexplicably and inherently good at everything. And healing yourself is like,
yeah,
that's up there. I would love to get into sort of the physiology of the Iron Giant. He is made of metal, but he also eats metal. Oh. And that's what he gets by, is eating metal, and sort of it's him like sneaking around and taking bites out of cars. But like, do you think the Iron Giant poops?
I think he's a pretty efficient machine. I think if he's gonna poop, it's gonna be very small.
Oh, he's just burning. Well, yeah, okay, yeah. I can see that. He just burns it all off.
Maybe some non-metal stuff, like if there's some plastic in what he ate.
Yeah, his poop is just like human bones.
Yeah, he's been killing the whole time. Yeah. But he's consuming and using all the metal to like make lasers or whatever inside his body.
Do you think at any point during the writing, the pre-visualization, or the actual animating of this movie that there was somebody on the team who was like advocating for a big pile of Iron Giant poop?
I think this comes up every time there's a giant creature.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea, but there's the one guy who's like, I'm telling you.
I want to see what it looks like at least.
I did say this is the 82-minute version of the movie. Maybe there's a 96-minute version that has
some poop in it.
Yeah, release the poop cut.
Yeah.
I feel like people think we're having a laugh here, and that we're sort of doing this all for fun, and that there's not a greater purpose behind this podcast. Can you enlighten the dummies at home to what we're actually doing here?
So the reason we're here is some of our greatest scientific minds have developed a method to assess every movie containing Vin Diesel. So now we're here implementing that system to get a detailed analysis and definitive ranking of every Vin Diesel movie. This is the Diesel system.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this is a service that we provide for free, question mark?
We're pretty well funded by the government.
Yeah, there's a lot of money going into this.
Yeah, your tax dollars are pretty well spent, I think.
Yeah.
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 So the way this works is Diesel actually coincidentally happens to stand for an acronym, and each letter of the word Diesel corresponds with an element that is iconic and paramount to every Vin Diesel movie. Starting with the letter D, which stands for
Dick energy. Big. I mean, he's huge, so even if it's small relative scale, it's probably still larger than, either anybody's. His energy is what I'm talking about. Which we don't know what he was packing. There's a lot. He got bigger and like stuff was coming out. We don't know if there's like there's probably different modes is what I'm saying.
Secret compartment.
Yeah. I think the Iron Giant could please a woman. He just never does in this movie. Maybe Iron Giant too.
There's almost sort of like a simpleness to the Iron Giant.
Yeah.
Where it's almost it's like, oh, like, you know, he doesn't think like that, but like, oh my God, would you look at that thing?
Yeah, he doesn't even know what he's got there.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. He has really big dick energy, and part of that energy comes from the fact that he is completely oblivious to it.
Yeah. Another 2 days, Hogarth would have taught him.
Yeah.
Penis.
Yeah, what's this for? Well, I'm a 13-year-old boy, so, or whatever age he was, I'm sure he was.
Penis.
Dude, that would have been a great scene.
Yeah. Penis.
Dude, and Vin Diesel in the studio recording that with his sunglasses on? Come on. Next up, we have the letter I, which stands for intelligence, integrity, or intensity. Every single Vin Diesel character has these three things, but each one has one of them much more than the other. So, you know, you might be really intense, but kind of maybe a little lower on the intelligence, still high, but more intensity than intelligence, you know. But where do you think that the Iron Giant really falls on this spectrum, Christian?
I'm torn between intensity and integrity.
I thought for a long time about this one, and where I landed with it was that I think it's intensity. This is a definitive Vin Diesel character in part because of his ability to go from 0 to 100 instantly. Even though that spans petting a little animal all the way up to blasting something out of his eyes, he can do it in 1 second.
Yeah, I think he got he got more intelligent as the movie went on, and then the example he got from the little boy informed his integrity, but he's intense from the moment he lands. I feel like they even had to cast somebody who could believably beat up every single person who worked on the movie. So, you know what I mean? It's sort of, you needed someone with that natural intensity to carry the presence and intensity of the Iron Giant.
100%.
So the Iron Giant, very intense character.
Easily.
This one should be interesting. The first E in Diesel stands for eroticism.
Is there any eroticism? I sense none, but did you get a read?
I sense none yet. I feel like if he had got a chance to stick around a little bit, he, you know, maybe would have seen a picture of like if you saw like a skyscraper.
Yeah, he was in a very non-sexy place for a robot to be, probably.
Yeah.
He did have that scene with the power thing that we thought he was gonna fuck.
Yeah, he does. The very first time we sort of, that Hogarth lays eyes on him, he's creeping up on a power plant. And my first thing I said, not even as a joke, was, is he going to try to fuck that power plant?
You really thought he might fuck the power plant? He was just going to push just all the energy into himself or something?
Imagine a world where he goes and he just grabs two of the things. It starts electrocuting and he just like opens his mouth and just like throws his head back, just like, oh, it's like he's powering up, but also
it gets sweaty and like
it's like the Cronenberg cut.
Yeah. So we went from very erotic on the Fast and Furious to now here, no eroticism.
It's a spectrum and eroticism is 0. Put it in the books. The one I was really excited for is S for sleeves. So weirdly, this robot does not wear any clothes, right? I guess you could say that it is nude, but somehow it manages to have like this big, bulky torso, and then what are its arms? It's like these skinny, like looks very nude. Like there's definitely no, if he is wearing some sort of semblance of clothes, there is nothing over his arms at all.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that is at first glance, it looks like he's not wearing anything, but
it seems like he's at least wearing some sort of tunic type thing that does not have sleeves. Yeah.
Yeah, you're sitting there listening to this right now thinking like, oh, I want to like pull up you're like, we'll take a beat. Google it.
Yeah, look it up, pull over your car,
This motherfucker is, by golly, he's sleeveless.
Sleeveless.
He's sleeveless.
100% sleeveless. I feel like Vin Diesel would have some notes on the physique. Why are the biceps so little? Give me some. Look at these skinny legs.
Next time I play an animated character, big ass arms,
Jacked.
big arms,
Unstoppable.
So we thought it was going to be a little more cut and dry, but upon further inspection, the Iron Giant,
Sleeveless.
completely sleeveless.
100%.
This next one is probably going to be the strongest category here. The second E in Diesel stands for emotion. And no surprise here, even at 55 words or whatever it is a very emotional, a very vulnerable performance.
A classic quote from this movie is, I go, you stay, no follow. Okay, Vin Diesel made them cry, period. It's just definitive.
Not the first time, not the last time.
100%.
Can we talk about what I felt like was the most emotional part of the movie? Where the Iron Giant and Hogarth, they see like a deer in the woods. And they see it and they go, that's a deer. And the deer, this giant monster brings his hand close enough that they make a connection with the deer. And the deer runs off. And seconds later, the deer is shot dead by hunters. I feel like you don't see dead bodies in animated movies very much.
Oh, it's just, the way that dead deer moves. And it's just like, dude, in the thing, don't pick it up. And it's just like, oh God. It's just like, he doesn't even know what death is. And it's just like...
It is very emotional. And the Iron Giant he's having a big couple days.
Perhaps Vin Diesel's most emotional role. We'll see.
We'll see. But now, Spencer, let's go to the L and close out the Diesel system. L stands for losers. Who does Vin Diesel beat? Who does he beat up? Who does he overthrow? And what not so subtle metaphor does that person represent? Spencer, who takes the L?
For me, the loser in this movie is expectation. The Iron Giant comes to Earth with a blank slate. He doesn't know what killing is. He doesn't know what a gun is. He doesn't know what his purpose is. He can choose between being Superman or this Atomos destroying robot character.
It's bad to kill. Guns kill. And you don't have to be a gun. You are what you choose to be. You choose.
Do we find out where he came from?
Mm-mm.
No?
There's a deleted scene that says where he comes from, but it's so bad I don't even want to tell you.
Bosnia.
Look it up. It just isn't even, if it was in the movie would be worse. Yeah. I'll just lay it on you. He's from an alien planet where they make planet-destroying robots. Is that something that would have made that movie more interesting if they showed an alien planet where it's like, ooh, I am a big robot, walking off an assembly line? Like, I don't think this movie
Was he
needs that.
supposed to destroy Earth then?
Yeah, he was supposed to destroy Earth, I guess.
But he fucking bumped his head.
Yeah, bumped his head. And then became a gentle giant, much like Vin Diesel himself.
Do you think there's like a version that's like this exact movie, only it's like Genghis Khan or Pol Pot who like hit their heads?
Yeah.
And then just want to like be like, oh man, you know what's cool? Like hanging out, like playing is cool. Cannonball. And then they set off their like genocidal ways.
Now I feel like that movie has been made, some kind of like time travel comedy or something like that where a terrible person becomes normal.
I mean, it's a thing in the Iron Giant.
Yeah, at least historical figure of the Iron Giant, yeah.
Who was gonna destroy the planet Earth. But he's such a clumsy bitch.
He is a clumsy bitch.
Yeah.
Christian, do you have anything to say about who the losers are? Do you think it's expectation?
I think that beautifully sums it up.
Expectation is the loser
Expectation takes the L.
of the Iron Giants.
Suck it, expectation. All right, we've run the movie through the Diesel system. It's crunching the numbers. We're gonna get an output very soon. While we wait for all that fun stuff to happen, why don't we roll it back to 1999 for a moment in time.
Vin Diesel has 0 star power at this point. He's just out of Saving Private Ryan, a movie...
Bite your tongue.
Oh! Or actually,
Go on, sorry, go on.
Okay. Vin Diesel... The world thinks Vin Diesel has 0 star power at this time, okay?
Good recovery.
So... Like, if you brought up Vin Diesel, people probably think you're talking about a car or something. They don't think you're talking about a person.
Yeah, they don't know to invest in Apple stock yet because they don't know what Apple stock is.
Exactly. So his star was rising fast. He's got some clout because he's coming off of Strays, but remember, this is before Fast and the Furious came out. This is early Vin. And I'd really love for you to listen to what director Brad Bird said on casting Vin Diesel. Here it comes.
I first became aware of Vin Diesel when a friend of his who worked on our film recommended him to me, and I saw a film that he made called Multifacial. There was a scene in it where he was very quiet and yet very powerful at the same time. And that scene in particular really stood out to me as being total evidence that he could do the Iron Giant, because his voice had a great power to it, and yet there was great gentleness.
Here's the thing. A lot of people say that Vin Diesel's a bad actor. And guess what? You disagree with director Brad Bird if you say that.
Brad Bird, who in his career has like shepherded some of the most memorable episodes of The Simpsons, who has encouraged Tom Cruise to free climb the tallest building in the world, and who has made like some of the most like lasting animated movies of all time, also identified early on.
A spot-on assessment of an actor who has, like, hey, I saw him in this movie and saw some star power.
Yeah, it's like seeing a car parked and being like, oh, I bet you that thing goes real fast.
100%.
And then it does.
Yeah. Notably, something that Vin Diesel is on all his movies now is a producer. He's not a producer on this movie, but how do you think this movie would have been different if he had been a producer on this movie? If he had a little bit of creative control, he got to put that Vin Diesel sauce into it. How do you think it would have changed? Because I think it would have, for sure.
More jacked.
More, dude, the robot beat. It needs to be at least 300 feet tall for people to believe it.
Yeah, it'd be a more jacked robot. And I was going to say he doesn't die at the end, because that is very un-Vin Diesel-like. And the Iron Giant doesn't die.
He doesn't die.
So
he lives on.
He lives on. Now, I know this movie is beloved, and this movie is celebrated, and this movie is sort of identified as kind of an animation classic. But I'm curious on what sort of the official critical reception to this was.
Okay, we haven't looked at it yet, but the Iron Giant is going to have a like 93% from me. I think it's going to have a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. What do you think, Christian?
I wouldn't be surprised to learn that this is actually Vin Diesel's highest rated movie. But yeah, you know what? I'll lock it in with 93 with you as well.
Okay, 93, double 90. Ooh, even higher. It is at 96%.
Oh!
The critics' consensus is the endearing Iron Giant tackles ambitious topics and complex human emotions with a steady hand and beautifully animated direction from Brad Bird, and an incredible performance from Vin Diesel as the Iron Giant.
It says that?
No, it doesn't say that. Oh, God, I wish.
Damn.
Give anything this rotten. Oh, man.
Damn. God damn it.
So this movie cost $50 million to make. What do you think it grossed?
A movie like this, let's say $75 million.
This is going to be tough with Christian. The movie worldwide made $23 million.
Aww.
That's painful.
This opened August 6th, 1999. It opened in 9th place.
What, behind what?
This is a pretty brutal lineup to come in at 9th place for. Very quickly down the list, The Sixth Sense, The Blair Witch Project, Runaway Bride, The Thomas Crown Affair, Deep Blue Sea, Mystery Men, Inspector Gadget, and The Haunting. And then there's The Iron Giant. And then nipping at its heels is American Pie in its 5th week of release.
Golly! Could you imagine being Warner Brothers? You have this massive movie that is incredible. People are weeping at test screenings.
And Disney at the time did Inspector Gadget, and it made significantly more money.
Wow. A movie that is regarded definitively as terrible.
We're not here protecting Matthew Broderick's
Yeah.
legacy.
Yeah, this isn't the Broderick system.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can say, without a doubt, we don't need the Broderick system. That movie is dog shit.
Also, Vin Diesel hasn't killed anybody.
Yeah, well, that we know of at least, but we do know.
Has Matthew Broderick killed somebody?
Oh, yeah.
He It was a vehicular manslaughter.
Yeah, vehicular manslaughter. He spent I think a very brief amount of time in a jail cell and then left. It was like right after Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and oof.
Did he do it in Cameron's dad's car?
Sorry.
Oh, well, that is a very dark, and it does sound like there might the Broderick system might be. Yeah, the Broderick system for like beating a bad rap.
Yeah, the K is for kill.
The D in Broderick is for deny.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel, better driver.
Oh no! I mean,
Jesus. Oh man.
That doesn't have to go in.
I wonder if they tell you how much money this fucking movie made on like home video.
oh, it's got to be a ton, and in syndication too. This was on TV constantly. I'm still shocked that where were you like an entire summer that this was on TV every day?
I never saw it either.
You never saw it, Ulysses?
And I still haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Because I fell
asleep halfway through.
What about a sequel possibility, or if they'd ever bring it back?
That's what would have happened if Vin Diesel was a producer. They'd have made fucking 4 of these.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we would have 4 of these. Iron Giant returns.
The Revenge of the Iron
Giant. Yeah, the Revenge of the Iron
Like he remembers why he's on Earth.
Yeah, dude, and he goes ape, and then there's a sexy girl.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Iron Giant.
Bride of Iron Giant.
Yo, I could go for a Bride of Iron Giant, honestly. Yeah. There's more out there, as we know.
But Brad Bird had officially ruled out the Iron Giant 2. From Brad Bird, July 24th, 2018, somebody asked, why was there never a sequel? He replies, 2 simple answers. 1, on its original release, the film was a financial flop. Wow, wow. And 2, there's no need. The first one tells the story I set out to tell. Some stories actually end with the end.
Oh, the machine, it's done processing the diesel system. Here it comes. Okay, I'm getting it. Ooh, it's kind of hot. Okay, but I'm okay. Let's check it out.
All right, Spencer. Where does this rank? Right now it's pretty simple. Right now we only have the Fast and the Furious on it. Are we going above it or below it?
We have to remember that this is a ranking of not how good the movie was or anything. This is specifically ranking where this ranks on Vin Diesel movies, and definitively we get the answer that this comes out behind Fast and the Furious. So this is currently our number 2 movie, our last place movie for is this the best Vin Diesel movie? The answer is no. Still at number 1 is The Fast and the Furious.
Well, there you have it, kids. The Iron Giant is in the books, has officially been put through the diesel system. I'm exhausted.
It was really taxing to put such a rich movie through the diesel system, but now that we've made it through, we have a definitive ranking, and now we are on to the next one.
Listen, a beautiful movie, an emotional movie that was The Iron Giant, but I'm ready to fuck shit up next week as we go into Pitch Black.
Pitch Black. This is a Vin Diesel movie, capital V, capital D, capital M. Iron Giant is a great Vin Diesel movie, maybe some lowercase VDM. This is all caps.
Spencer, as always, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Christian. I'm glad to be here.
We have been your men of science, and this has been the Vin Diesel. Oh, fuck my goddamn life. What's a good wrap? How do you wrap this out?
I think we say.
The line from the movie.
Oh yeah.
You stay, I go, no follow.
And that's just how it ends.
The Diesel System is a Casa Linda production, hosted by Spencer Campbell and Christian Silva, produced by me, Ulysses Morales. Our executive producer is Vin Diesel, whether he likes it or not. Music and sound design courtesy of Audio Blocks. Be sure to subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever books are sold. And follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The Diesel System. Bye.
Should we acknowledge you?
No, I think it's always, anytime you listen to a podcast where the producer speaks, it's always just like they are an ever-present, they're not introed, but they're ever-present. They speak, we say like, oh, Ulissa, yeah, like everybody knows.
Got it.
Yeah, that's the way they usually are.
Well, then we'll say your name today.
Yeah, your full name and home address.
Yeah, social security number.
043?
Nope.
Oh, do they start with 0?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
What does yours start with?
Should I
Say
say?
the whole thing.
Just the first letter. Just the first number.
It's not a 0. It's not a 0. What do you mean? What number is going to surprise you? I don't understand.
Well, not a 0.
1?
Ours start with 0.
Does it start with 1?
Yours starts with 0 too?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a state thing.
Maybe. Oh yeah. I guess. Okay, I'm gonna give it away. It's a 2.
It's a 2?
Yeah. So if anybody wants to decipher the rest, I guess it's possible. But the first one is definitively a 2. Well, I am 2 numbers higher than you guys.
Well, I think we have 2 goals in this podcast now. The first is a definitive ranking of the works of auteur and actor extraordinaire Vin Diesel, and the second is to one by one get each number of your social security.
Is that the goal? Okay, well that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. We got a lot of episodes. If you get one every 2 episodes, we'll make it to episode 20?
Yeah, we're gonna do this until we do every single movie, or until we just open a credit card in Spencer's name. Whichever happens first.
Yeah. This episode brought to you by
Spencer's High School and the year he graduated, which remind me again.